my design, and welcome to Throwback Thursday. It's July, so I thought it would be kind of fun for the month of July to do Christmas in July Throwback Thursday. So every week that I'm able to, as my schedule allows, I'll be sharing with you a Christmassy project made with an older Christmas collection. Today I'm working with Authentique Paper's 2016 Classic Christmas collection. I'm using primarily the 6x6 pad, although I had a few scraps from the 12x12 left. This was given to me as Happy Mail this summer from my crafty buddy Sherry Summers. So thanks, Sherry. As you can see, I'm putting it to good use. I've also used an older Spellbinders die, but it's still good. This is their foliage die, and I think you can still get this. And then from Amazing Paper Grace, I am using the July die of the month, the fanfare die, and although you end up not really seeing it. And then I'm also using the June die of the month, the snippet grid and calendar, the banner, and the flowers to make my flowers. And then I have some Tim Holtz Ideology, some really reasonable ribbon, and I think that about covers it. Oh yeah, this is an older Spellbinders snowflake die too. I don't think you can get it anymore though, so I'm not even going to bother listing it. This is a 5.5 by 7.5 wall hanging, matted on burlaps, machine stitched around the edges, and I've just added a window style shaker box, which you'll see me put together in the tutorial that follows. And I filled this with a Buttons Galore and More Frosty Winter Shaker Mix. And I just love that this is, I'll hold up so you can see, there's little snowflakes in there, there's little pearls, there's little buttons, and there's sweet little beads. And I filled this rather full because all I have is patterned paper. My focal image is actually this sweet little Christmas house that I've clustered up with some mini jingle bells, burlap string, and some burlap plaid ribbon. Handmade flowers with beaded stamens, glittered foliage. It's pretty simple. It comes together really fast. So if you'd like to learn how to put this together, stick around and watch the tutorial. Okay, let's start putting this little Christmas wall hanging together. We're going to start with a 5.5 by 7.5 inch piece of the brick patterned paper from the Authentique Classic Christmas collection. And I've just stitched this onto a piece of burlap. And the way I do that is I just put a little X of score tape just in the middle to hold it in place. Then I go around, then I trim, and then I fringe it. So very simple. The next thing you're going to need is the reindeer and Christmas plaid pattern. And this is from the 6x6. And I just want to thank Sherry Summers for sharing this paper with me. It's made it possible for me to do this tutorial for you today. So these are cut to 3x6, and then they are matted on just cream cardstock. And we're going to adhere these. One here. And I'm just kind of lining up with the stitching so that the stitched border shows. And you can see I got a little dot of white paint on that green, but that doesn't bother me. I kind of like the way it looks. And then the other one we're going to just kind of stagger, just like that. And let me get this straight. That looks pretty good. All right, then I die cut from the Amazing Paper Grace July die of the month. This is the fanfare. And I just die cut this from cream cardstock. And we're just going to lay this down like this, right in the middle. I didn't die cut the center part because we're going to cover that with our shaker box. Now I've used that I'm sorry, this is the June Amazing Paper Grace die. This is the snippet calendar and grid. And I die cut a fishtail banner And I want one of these up here. Then I cut it in half, and I just, I cut one way, one the other way, and then I just cut it in half. And you just stagger the edges. And I want one, let's see if I can lift this. All right. So just like that. Now, from the number page, you want to cut a panel that is 3.5 by about 4 7/8. And I just did the edges with gathered twigs to age them. Then I created a little window. And this is made with that same snippet calendar grid. I die cut 3 times, twice with cream and once with gray. And you could use whatever color you like, but then you offset them as you glue them down. Then adhere your piece of clear cardstock on the back and a triple layer of 1/8 inch foam. You can get this 1/8 inch foam from scrapbook.com, and Heartfelt Creations also carries it. Now I'm going to fill my window. This is a shaker mix. It's called Frosty Morning. I'm going to take some of these buttons out, but it's a nice mix of buttons, pearls, and snowflakes. And I want this pretty full because I don't have an image in there. I'm just going to back it with my paper. And I'm going to take off, whoops, my liner strips carefully, carefully. And I like to do 3 layers of foam tape because I like adding buttons and pearls, and they need a little more depth to be able to move around. But if you just want to do flat sequins, there's no need to do 3 layers. All right, and just make sure these guys are all tucked in. Ooh, it's so sticky. Okay. Because if you have them up on the edge, it's not going to seal there and you'll have a leak. So this just takes a minute. All right. So there's a little bead. Got some runaways here. All right. So now I'm just going to take my panel that I've prepared. I'm going to lay this right over the top and press it really well all the way around to seal it. And now we have this really cute frosty window pane, which I just love. Isn't that fun with the buttons and the snowflakes and the pearls? I could have put a little bit less in there, but I'm not going to open it up to take it back out. And then this is an old Spellbinders snowflake die that I just cut in half. And I'm going to put half on the top and the other half on the bottom, like that. And when it looks centered and even to me, I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on the back of my shaker box. And I'm going to lay this down right in the center, just like that. I like to try to make sure I'm straight. It's really sometimes hard to tell, but that looks pretty good. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is I fussy cut. I had a few of the 3x4 images from the 12x12 collection, and I fussy cut out this little snowy house, backed it with some waste chipboard, and I'm going to set this right down here in the corner. And then wherever there was snow, I just treated it with a little stickles. Yeah, that should be good. Then I tied this really cute burlap plaid ribbon. I got this from Really Reasonable Ribbon. I don't remember the name, but I bought it last year and never used it. So I'll see if I can find it and link to it for you, but I'm going to put this right in the corner. That's hot. And then I created a little burlap bow. To go in there. And I'm just folding the legs back, and I put the glue on my knot. And now I just come in here and lay that in place. And then once that is set up, I'll come in and just holding it in place with my titanium scissors because they don't stick. Just like that. And this is a little tag that I just matted on some burlap paper. And now I'm going to take these little Tim Holtz bells that I painted with white chalk paint. I'm just pulling this through. Going to tie a square knot. And I've got these bead berry sprays from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I'm going to take this little one that I kind of already pulled apart and then glued back together. Okay, I want that on the top, so I'm going to tie a bow. I'm going to come in with this little bead berry spray. This little hot glue right here. And tuck this in to make a really festive little holiday tag. Cute, cute, cute. And then this is going to go right here. So you see, we're just building layers of design. Alrighty, then I die cut some leaves, and this is a really cool little technique. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. Makeup sponges. Put a puddle of glue down on your nonstick craft sheet. Tap your makeup sponge into the glue, then tap it over the surface of your leaves, then glitter. And use a funnel tray or something similar. It's probably the neatest way I have found to add glitter. If you have a better technique, I would sure love to hear about it, because I love glitter, but it sure is messy. So we're just going to build a little floral element here over on the side. And I could be using my hot glue gun. In fact, I should be using my hot glue gun. And this is just plain cream cardstock. And I just ink the edges with gathered twigs and then glittered. That's all. Pretty simple. This one in the middle. Now I'm going to bring in, these are flowers that I die cut with the, hold on, I have two that I have to set aside that go on the top. Yeah. So I don't use those by mistake. And I just die cut these from the patterned paper and shaped them with a golf flower shaping tool. Maybe I'll do, I've done a couple of flower shaping tutorials, but maybe I'll do another one of these days here soon. Oops. I love these flowers from the snippet calendar. They are fantastic. All right. Then I have a button that goes over here. Then these little sprigs we're just going to tuck in. Extra foliage. They're tiny, but I find they really add a lot. I like having the different shapes and layers and creating a really full floral cascade. I have one more. Just going to tuck that in here. All right. And let me see. I'll have to deal with all these glue webs once everything is set up, but I just let it set, then I come back and pull those away, because otherwise you really end up with a terrible mess. So I'm going to tie a little knot in these small jingle bells. I think I want them there. I'm going to put glue on the knot. And I'm just going to tuck these into my bow cluster like that to finish that off. Now, I have more of these bead berry clusters. I'm just going to tuck some of these into our arrangement. It's great Christmas colors. And see what that does? I mean, it just kind of makes everything pop. And let's do another one right up here at the top. That's exactly what I wanted that to look like. That is exciting. So I'm not going to use the leaves that I also die cut because I don't think I need them. So I'm just going to leave those over there. I've got a little die cut star. This is cut from just a scrap of glitter paper, and that's going to go right there. Now I'm going to bring in my hanger. These are old Melissa Francis decorative hangers, and I think they're pretty much all sold out. I accidentally ordered a ton of these, and at first I was like, oh no, but now I'm really glad I did because I love them. I've got these little bows to go on the hangers. So this is just really cute to hang on a doorknob, to hang on a kitchen cabinet. Super sweet. This goes here. This goes here. I've got these jingle bells that I'm just going to string through the opening and tie on the back. Oops. I'm just tying a square knot. Nothing fancy. And then, I don't know if I want to use this or not. Nope. Okay. So that is it. This really adorable shaker wall hanging for Throwback Thursday, made with Authentique's classic Christmas collection. Amazing paper grace dies, handmade flowers, some really reasonable ribbon, and then some older Spellbinder dies. So that's it for me, Kathy Clement. Thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed this Throwback Thursday tutorial, please give it a thumbs up so other crafters can find it. If you haven't subscribed to my blog, I would love to have you along for the journey. I am always sharing ideas and fun projects here. I just love to create. In fact, I think I'm going to stick a couple of those leaves in there before it's all said and done. All right, I'm going to go get my craft on. Bye.